There's a sucker born every minute.
He turned an exit sign into a money machine, sold a stitched monster as science, and made newspapers argue with his lies until they felt like truths. P.T. Barnum didn't just sell shows. He sold doubt, and once you doubted your own eyes, he owned the story. That's why some call him the grandfather of gaslighting, the man who learned how to rewrite reality for profit, then taught the world to do the same. Before the circus, before the slogans, there was a frail black woman named Joyce Heth. Barnum paraded her as George Washington's 161-year-old nurse, the living relic of America's founding.
161 years.
Truly a marvel of nature.
It was a story perfectly engineered for longing and authority, patriotic nostalgia, a witness to greatness, a body offered as proof. Crowds paid, critics scoffed. Barnum fed both. He planted letters in the press under fake names, accusing himself of fabrication one day and swearing to her authenticity the next. Each headline sold more tickets. When Heth passed, Barnum promoted a public medical examination to settle the matter. It didn't settle anything. The doctor said she was around 80. Barnum floated a fresh rumor. Maybe she'd been a doll, a mechanical trick.
Could it be?
He never needed truth. He needed confusion. Make people argue, make them curious, then make them pay. That cycle would define his career. Barnum's American Museum was not a museum the way we use the word. It was a pressure cooker of wonder and noise. Curiosities, performers,
Shun the demon drink,
Embrace the purity of temperance.
and find salvation in virtue.
taxidermy, lectures,
According to the Royal Zoological Society papers of 1872,
freak attractions, morality plays,
So educational.
songbirds, paintings, and the famous Fiji mermaid, an eerie splicing of fish and mammal parts mounted as proof of a mythical creature. He displayed it beside earnest signs and borrowed professors, so uncertainty felt admissible, even responsible.
As the placard states, this genuine siren was captured off the
While
coast.
you hesitated, he smiled. He rigged the building like a maze of anticipation. The most legendary trick was a simple sign, this way to the egress. People, primed for marvels, followed it, thinking egress was another attraction.
This way, ladies and gents.
And walked straight out the exit. To see more, they had to buy another ticket. That wasn't just a joke. It was a lesson in framing. You didn't leave because you wanted to. You left because the narrative told you to. Gaslighting 101. Recast a thing so completely that your senses second-guess themselves. Barnum understood something emperors, media moguls, and modern power players all exploit. People want to feel superior, safe, and selected, especially while indulging. He rebranded spectacle as education. He imported a teenage performer he named General Tom Thumb and turned him into a celebrity, dressing him like a gentleman, coaching witty banter, and touring him before European royalty.
Yes, just like that. Hold it. And rise. Perfect timing, my boy.
Did you see the detail on his coat?
Quite exquisite, truly.
The message wasn't stare at difference. It was witness a prodigy. Social proof, royal attention, newspaper praise, long lines, laundered the guilt so the crowds could point, laugh, and go home feeling refined.
Bravo.
Then came Jenny Lind, the Swedish nightingale, a singer of rare talent.
Careful with that one, lads. It belongs to the nightingale herself.
Make way! Welcome, Jenny Lind.
Barnum bet huge on her, without hearing a single note. Then he detonated a publicity storm, auctions for the first ticket, dramatic philanthropy, careful leaks about her virtue.
We are at 50,000, looking for 60.
60,000 right here.
60 realized, now 70.
He tapped a different appetite, moral aspiration, and still monetized it.
I simply cannot believe we secured tickets.
It promises to be the event of the season, doesn't it?
It's the same playbook leaders use to legitimize power. Wrap ambition in righteousness, and the public will call it progress. Barnum's favorite word was humbug, a deception served with a grin. But behind the grin is a web of human instincts. Curiosity gaps. He teased the answer, never the content. The mermaid might be real. The egress might be a marvel. You'll find out, inside. Ambiguity is bait. Mixed signals force the brain to resolve tension. Uncertainty is sticky. It keeps you talking, then keeps you buying. Social proof. If everyone is pointing and paying, the thing must be safe and important. Lines outside the museum were testimonials in motion. Scarcity and urgency. Limited runs. One-night-only engagements. Last chance claims. Your fear of missing out becomes his profit margin.
I simply cannot believe we secured tickets.
Moral alibis.
This way.
He reframed questionable shows as education, science, culture. When people feel virtuous doing what they already want, they don't leave. These levers don't just sell tickets. They elect leaders, move markets, and build empires. Barnum condensed the mechanics of power into attractions you could hold in your hand. 5 moves Barnum perfected, and how they still trap us. 5 moves. Stick with me, because the last one is the world you scroll through every day. 1. The contradiction trap. He manufactured disagreement. Fake letters, planted experts, warring posters. So debate itself became advertising.
This is a fabrication, a total hoax. The evidence is irrefutable.
You cannot deny the authenticity. Your theories are reckless, sir.
Every argument was a billboard.
Locked out the chase. Tighten those cords. Hurry up, the press is waiting.
2. The moral cloak. He sold controversy as culture. Call the show educational, and families arrive with pride, not shame. It's cause marketing before the term existed. 3. Prestige laundering. Stage a royal audience, a statesman's quote, a packed house, then mirror those signals everywhere. Once prestige sticks, the crowd polices itself.
I must say, this whole thing seems rather...
4. The misleading pathway. The egress wasn't a prank.
This way, please.
It was architecture as persuasion. When the environment tells your brain a story, you move through it on
Fresh penny
rails.
dreadfuls, read all about it.
Re-entry is by new ticket only, sir. The booth is right over there.
Ah, very well, thank you.
5. Saturation and repetition. Handbills, posters, puff pieces, rebuttals to the puff pieces. Wave after wave until the claim felt true by sheer familiarity.
Faster! Push the run! We bury this shameful scam by noon. More ink on the rollers!
That's the illusory truth effect, now baked into feeds and For You pages.
There. A rebuttal to the rebuttal. Let's see how they spin this at the box office.
Get me rewrite. Stat.
Noise becomes norm. Norm becomes belief.
Progress is built on unity.
Yes, progress is unity.
Barnum's museum burned down twice.
We are live at the American Museum where the building is actively collapsing. Oh my God, if anyone is inside...
He turned loss into legend, sorrow into headlines, and pivoted to a touring show so big it renamed the sky, the greatest show on Earth. He bought Jumbo the elephant and turned a single animal into a universal brand. Even the word Jumbo, a Barnum special, became shorthand for massive. When Jumbo was later lost to an accident, the tragedy deepened the myth. Loss can be marketing when the story is strong enough. As a public figure, Barnum cleaned up his image, served as mayor of Bridgeport, and wrote about honest work and thrift. But don't be fooled by the tidy epilogue. The machine was still the machine. Expertly crafted attention loops, moral packaging, strategic outrage, and endless promotion.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and gaze upon the eighth wonder. A perfect wonder. Perfect representation American.
He didn't just predict modern PR. He rehearsed it in full daylight. Here's a mystery most people miss. The line everyone quotes, "There's a sucker born every minute," was probably not his. Rivals likely said it about him during the Cardiff Giant fiasco. The most famous Barnum quote is itself a hoax. That's the neatest trick of all. The lie about the liar spread because it felt right. It fit the myth. And once a story feels true, data doesn't matter. What Barnum actually leaned on was humbug, a conspiratorial wink that says, "We both know this isn't quite real, but isn't it fun to believe?" That wink is powerful. It absolves guilt, excuses manipulation, and recruits the audience as accomplice. From palace propaganda to modern, it's just entertainment spin. The tactic is the same. Blur the line, hand you a story you want, and let you sell it to yourself. So how did Barnum gaslight the public? He didn't just deny reality. He replaced it with a version that delivered status, excitement, and belonging. He made people feel chosen for seeing the truth, even when the truth was manufactured. That's why his legacy isn't just a circus. It's a blueprint for viral headlines, political theater, influencer culture, and any empire built on attention. And once you spot the pattern, the fake debate, the moral cloak, the controlled confusion, you can't unsee it. The egress isn't a marvel. It's the door. The trick is convincing you to walk through it again and again, smiling as you pay.